And as one said you, that an Yakopon says, send your brain so why you don't say Yantua in Kenya as one so. Amen. Yena Selefen Dina Nayan to Yanumano Hanai Adinu Ensia 426 Hanai Adinu Ensia Mihu Oheno Niabofo Tojum.
That's me, I'm sorry. Four, 2, 6. Mehu oheno nyabo foto jom mehu oheno debi sasepano so si kampano na meneno atrada mehu ohen no na nyonyamu na mato ye jom dada Kabrisohana Yesu mame mehuahino debi Nyom to sase a nyonyam dom woso nyana juni hono nene mirano bedi ahenda nyonyam Sase no so mehu ohen no na nyonyamu na mato aye jom dada kabriso hona Yesu we mame mehu ohino debi mehu ohino Mabwadi na amano mashini mejombe senya odini dum ajimi akrameno mehu ohino di mabwadi na amano mashini mejombe senya odini dum ajimi akrameno mehu ohen no na nyonyamu na mato aye jom dada kabriso hona Yesu we mame mehu ohino debi.
Pacha mummy amompai. Eda was said to me near Hodin rat. Omeda rasa no powder, macocra cry, you memutadia beshia soon dream. And you brain so yes, rose say we are more on a boabo mano. Nani a wakoa would dear Jan and I watch you on cana my yantim infant to 2 year hopeful. Near Fabian quay a few monco tria cram real Christo. And you may will be a war baby abon who buying funny bedras soon dream. If you would you, my dear, yet yaseda, any can be among yet that was said, so what's here, what dominancy. Amen.
Young fire tresam no na yimienko adisam etinsia yimu a ye edunson adisam etinsia yimu a ye edunson yenti wadasem efise na bufuo da kese no adu na hwan na obetumi agina ano mesisi biom efise na bufuo da kese no adu na hwan na obetumi agina no amen adwuma de so asmakana ni no eye 36 first one nko
No
Amen. Maranatha. 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 But you're more to say. Ubia hoye. Yada wonya. Eradi adom. Mensume hoye. Yada wonya nkopon ase. Wo enhwesopane bamba ode aboye. Enra minu aba ko frame. Osi bra me hu wo TV so. And I'm saying ye TV kuma ni. Erade man ta said osi bra me hu wo TV so. Sisa ati. Mamen kan bibi kakra ewo great controversy. Page 518, paragraph 1. Still chapter 32. Satan infidie ahoduo. Munti ose. Tawantawadi kasia. Eda Kristo. Ni Satan entem no. Mo a mo pese mo bie no. Monko chapter 32. Wacho mo wo ho. Right. First paragraph na. Eda pastor wo hu. Yeah, chapter 32. Chapter 32. Upe page na page 400. Page 400. Ose tawantawadi kasia eda Kristo ni Satan entem beye emfie empem ahansia no. Clue, which means great controversy no eko for how many years? Empem ahansia say 6,000 years. Right. Empem ahansia no unteni ye enche ebeba na wiye. That which means a new 6,000 emeboa. But a new 6,000 na ayede aba na wiye. But also enche ebeba na wiye. And osha time wa the 1888 edition of the Great Controversy. Time wa Mame White actually enwoma we edition year 2 baako wo ho. And the latest one 1888. Now over time all cancer asem we ya no say enche ebeba awiye ono no time any year time dia he na abeba afi yenkoi o say abonefo no reye eniema ohare so abonefo no ye dia ntu fi say mimi no mienu say na say ye adwuma times 10 if so omo brofo no say they are redouble their effort. Omo ahoɔden ni the way omo yi omo adwuma no ebere bia omo hyɛm de nti which means as I say yɛn so yɛ de yɛ mia yɛ ho siesie ni mɛwade mɛnta sɛ da o say sɛ ɔbɛsɛe Kristo adwuma a oridi ama nipa na wasane akyekyere akra ahyɛ ne fidie mu Satan pɛsɛ wɔde nipa kosum mu esum gyina hɔ ma de Bible mu bɔne. Eti Satan person wadi nipa wura boni mu ma oprim enipa akoma efri adwensachira ho kosi se agyenkwa no di madwumadi a odi no baba awieye yei ni Satan ni so ade hunu a wahwehwe se ebebam ama no onyame hu ya mabada. Question: Satan ni so ade hunu no betimi abamu a na ntimi mem ba se betimi abamu a ejina me no mi onu so. Yes, we will have been for how many years? Okay, question and say year ben or call. And for that one, the ultimate say 1844. But I may say, we will have for how many years? Which means you need to start calculating from the 1844 to 2025. True or false? So 1844 to 2025. Intervals near say 100 and but not up to 181 years yet. Do you know why? Because yes, you have 22nd October 18 say. So until say through October, and you been the exactly what 181 years. Mommy, why do you see a lock in a demo? You be feeding what you ye be feedi unsuo hyedem ha empie 3 months obetimi pejansa umpie nkwa bontere enkoye hwe ba wo de o premises any edem ha ya 3 months ye lock ye be feedi ye be ma unsuo wan na betimi aye ba Yesu ahye ho for 181 good years. Mamuza mo question. Uka Leviticus system na anasa Leviticus ngoma no a. Eniema mienu ana ma sofopani ni timka konkrom bia de wo hene no de wo hen. 1. Either say ono asofopani ni bone a waye betimi akipi no a wanya de en ontimi mpie. 2. Sa anya ono ade bone a oman no bone nso timi ye de e keeping long enti okwa literally you see the ahoma ye de ahoma no eso na sene no onse sofo pani na tade no adoma bi bubo no true or false adoma no botaye ne say oye adwuma correct. Yes, another explanation. The primary motive for the bear, and he said, and Safomano, apart from that, almost or yeah, Jumano, essentially indicate baby, what drew a one Juma Diemo, a radiment, I said, and Nano, and our wiki was not a purely sanctuary service Bible lectures. But me mount this information. Now what you say? Memenda kwanhwefo yebra aka etia. Hello? Yebra aka ede. How many years no Nyankopon de ma bone? How many years? One betimi a kire me. Ana wa ma years. Awurade ma ye limit. O ma 7,000 years. 10 year. 7,000 years no. Yes, spending in our ha. Revelation chapter 20 say, Obeme yakodimu how many years? 1,000 years. I am Musa Nyankopon na Musa Bible ne say, sa 1,000 years no oyi free time na odi amaye. Which means how many years? Any adeba ye boni ho adwuma wa asase so. 6,000 years. Now, theologians ne other Bible scholars and one yakin come one say from the time when Genesis chapter 3 verse 15 till the time when Jesus Christ by obewu and usoriya ni dwumadie ni nyina no it covers about 4,000 years. About saying so when you subtract 4,000 years minus 6,000 years, how many years remaining? 2,000 years. Now 2,000 years, from AD 31 to date, you are spending 196 years. This is not about, this is precise, exactly. How many years left? 4. But listen, when you say 6,000 years, you are spending in our ha. Romans chapter 9 verse 28 says, "Osi Nyankopon say obey dey. Obey dey. We dey so for ha. So for say any 1,000 years na ye kodi in heaven and we twa so meboa." So say Nyankopon say obetwa nane so a, which means enana wode amayen and obey dey. We don't have much time. All field of knowledge, baby, economically, politically, socially, religiously. Omunyina abamu ahunu say ebra ye wono ayede ayetia. Eti yaken kansem no. Opani yenko screen so na answer de be no ye ko screen na yaba, ye free screen na yaba, pa chontia say o. Good. Eti yenko screen so. And the erade nam ne domo so e de mayen no. Ye be hia niama hodo bebre. A ebetimi aboa ye pa. Pa che yanko. To know say yebra ye wono etia. Yebra ye wono etia. Day number 3. Ya can we hu asem dada 181 years very soon. Ebeba enche kura. 181 years. Enche. Na last year yekoye ho empaibo 10 days for October no, and I'm hoping that this year and so you be arranging na yetimi ayenti say Amakom ebeye fast no betimi a host here 10 days fasting and prayers within the October to fulfill a prophecy. Onyamema enta said and ngoma bia maame wa te what to say prayer page 123 paragraph 3 also say the greatest victories to the church of Christ or to the individual Christian are not those that are gained by the talent or education, by wealth or the favor of men. They are those victories that are gained in the audience chamber with who? I know I'm can say me was a remember. Sir, me menda kwanweni a unkoto dwe emme from untimi nyem kunimdi for. Because a how na eba no anoye de. Now listen, who can Daniel chapter 12 verse 1 or say a how na eba no if you say we asi we buy e bi nya de. Nanso be de. Now guess something. Say how na eba no if you say we asi we buy no e bi ma da. What do you think? Would you say what kind of experience she unu be na ebetimi dia meet say how na eba no? Ayesu unu Yanso ebi nyadi and yet to mean you see this casual lifestyle and fan face the time of trouble. No, we need a different experience. And sana how yet to me idea. No, but abrabo we ya na yesi ade kwadia. I'm sorry. Onyame yentimi. Onyame we amabada. Yanko yanim. Se click on ebe higher adwene na. Any a technician, me no one be adwuma. Said be betimi akontem. Some of ha. Mame, all right. The day of atonement was also a day of what? So no wonder say Revelation chapter 14, no, the first angel ne announced say, na temu no idea. And then let me read something about the Jewish people. Unim say, edru wa omudru the day of atonement na mame esuna duane omudi esuna atade omhye esuna dwuma omoye. Do you know why? A serious business. So we di agoro na so for panini pia na se bone no da so ye de eno ano no obewu onyame hu ya mabada. And the only way to understand the timing of God's judgment is to first understand his what? Sanctuary. But we have something to say. And within the Seventh-day Adventist Church, from the theologian's perspective, any young common lay members, you know, and people are now speaking against the sanctuary what? Message. Pastor Yano or Juma War 3 ABN. A friend of Pastor Ryan Day, Martin Ngada, Otonium. He has been working as a ministry and as a minister of a Seventh-day Adventist for 14 good years. As I speak to you tonight, Wajaya sorry. Now, Ojaya sorry in the statement of the Bible and then say, Onimza di anu ochire nyina say na enyi Bible mu. And for that matter, we create YouTube content to be as a rethinking Adventism. Now, which one the messages here all year benyina. Now he begins to attack the church, the doctrines, and our beliefs. No wonder. Bible shen komono. A din kom sha kan wasem. Ti se ne me no mi enu ti ha. As I say ye ma ye mpa ebomo ye de eye den. Erade man ta said ah. So when you read the book of Great Controversy, page 488, book we ko kan konyata agina kan. Great Controversy, page 488. Oka assembly or say Satan invents unnumbered schemes to occupy our minds, that they may not dwell upon the very work with which we ought to what? Best acquainted. The arch deceiver, the devil, hates the great truths that bring to view an atoning what? And no wonder say right from the beginning, obi or person or free asafunu ko biano or shall say attacking the sanctuary message. And to us or say and an all powerful word Who is the mediator? Christ. He knows that with him, everything depends on his diverting minds from Jesus and his truth. I said, summarizing amount. The same great controversy. Was it the subject of the word and the word should be what? Not just understood, what? Clearly. But if I'm not afraid, I can boldly tell you, sir, 80% of the Seventh-day Adventists, we don't understand the sanctuary message clearly. But into detail, defend it. And so one to me, Bonsam Betimia, after Momia, say, oh, one can some. Oh, Yanina need a knowledge for what? Themselves of where? The position. And the what? Two things important. As I say, you want to be a yes, you are or any Eduma of their great high priest. Otherwise, it will be impossible for them to exercise the faith which is essential at this time, or to occupy the position which God designs them to fill. I said, Etienne, Dentia Obia Bonibra said your pet, Bonnie and there, yet top one in the mountain time. And he said, Yenante the sanctuary service in the area. Yenim baby a yes war, and yenim a juma oya say yenimam pa, and Gayan Traha and Gosonyaka. Kayan traha enko so mo adwaman yan traha enko so nsawa de yan traha enko so nya politics yan traha enko steer time on sports yan traha enni konkonsa yan traha enya sumu nyoma no expect say ya sumu nyame onyame wu yamabada. And no wonder when you go to Luke chapter 21 mommy yanko ho for Bible na me yanko ho yes make a statement to me. Luke chapter 21 verses number 28. For the sake of time, I am reading from King James Bible version. Or say, now when these things begin to happen, don't look down. Look up and lift up your what? Heads, because your redemption draws what? Near. The word redemption is a sanctuary language. I wonder, sir, yes, who catch the and says, you want say, and near more Kika Yanina shall see us here. Yamaya Nisunya, say Yamaya Nisusho, near Nante Bible Nimwa, and my young woman baby a yes who are any Dumedia Waya. Now, my young Siuna Brabwa, as says Yabo, a radimenta said, I saw that many were neglecting the preparation so needful and were looking to the time of reflection. And the latter rain to fit them to stand in the day of the Lord and to live in his sight. Oh, how many I saw in the time of what? And from the Bible, can't say seven. And from the Bible, can't say seven. Assembly and why it can't be a Bible. That is why I said it. Saturday, and said, if you don't believe in the spirit of prophecy, you need rebaptism. Daniel chapter 12. Daniel chapter 12. Daniel chapter 12, verse number 1. And now listen. I say, and at that time, Michael shall stand up. At that time, the great time of trouble. And the great prince who stands watch over the sons of your people. And there shall be a time of what? A time of what? Yes. Without what? A shelter. It is a uteha. Now I want to say, oh, can you say, Bibi Sronko Wanwasuobi, Ebesi Asafunim, Nama Yania, Abaya Hoso, Nayasa Sadia. Bible said it will never come. Some shall see you. Kokobona and Radebon. A Juman on our software, a Juman on something for you, a Juman on your titi aye, Sadia Baya, a brand of Sosa or Shebram Ponsona Edia, Agua, Yan Sabetimia Edia, Akabi. A Radamenta said, and that was what we called the revival and the what? Reformation. A Radamenta said, and early writing page 71, was it those who received the seal of the living God? Why not pay Radin Yanko Ponsa and Pedanza? All right. Now listen. Those who receive the seal of the living God and are protected in the time of. Go to Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. After it will say, even to that time, and that time your people shall deliver everyone who is found written in the book will be delivered. Eti wamuna ewiye brain mono oha ka se na ban awurade na ba sori abaji wo hwan mo a wa dia wa kyerɛ wɔn din ɛdeɛ na be qualify ama odi akɔnkɔmanim. You need to be what? Sealed. Before say you better abano, before you can vote, ɛdeɛ na say for exhibition, right? Ɛsɛ ɔkɔ check, ɔkɔ register. It is our process no a. And Revelation chapter 7 verse 1 to 4 can one some. And as I speak to you tonight, as therefore akabre kuma bi na ye bre to ayɛ. Akabre kuma bi na nso ano na wie ɛwɔ asafonim. Because Awurade asase o prepare yen na yen mom di ahode ne kofa enuanom omowo ebuo na chiri ya de. John chapter 10 verse 16. Osemi wonwan bi a omo ni buonim na so twa na twase yakofa omo ya de. So as I speak to you, Awurade prepare nkofo bi wa asafo yi mu. Na o prepare wo mu wi a the preparation is done. It's what we call the shaking. Go and read last day event, that chapter. Also shaking people, a lot of people, they will move out from the church. Then space in our bedano as I say Yankupon this uncle of one and then you hear news. One Baptist pastor what converted SDA. Baby, I'm a some kind of program no. Radio no so na me treaty Sabbath. Me wie Sabbath na and there was this pastor called me. Masa na me so why nie sofu asomasi asori ni di na me refi e o mampon. Me na me te masori. Me te ne kwasi ada but me ka ama manza nyina to say me change asori na firi kwasi ada e de akọ memenda. Because my who say homeda no e da ben. You see, ban or more yadi. Yanso kwani yadi. Onyame hu ya maboda. It will be a wapa when Yankupon no. Or say we must reflect the image of Jesus. How? Not partially. What is the meaning of the word fully? Complete. Perfect. Standard. Not normal. Nyame wampe bibi ya normal. Mami adentina. Untimi nya boni wele. Ona se sisi ade ya normal. Eya normal se mitimi nya boyfriend. Eya normal se mitimi nya girlfriend. Ewrade mpe normal. Ewrade pedi ai perfect, fully, complete, holy. How do you reflect the image of Jesus fully? Revelation chapter 7 verse 17 is say. If you say na before that can say na idea. Question is now why no bet me idea? The word who shall be able to stand speaks voluminous. Akasabebre. Stand. Opposite of stand. Hello? Stand. Opposite of stand. Sit. Give me another word. 4. 3 of us. Say yakasa obi jama radia. What does it mean? Do we have to go to some theological background before we come to understand this simple Bible truth? No. It is simple and clear from the Bible. Who shall be able to what? Stand. Anadi Yankupo say, why no what? Amekoma safumua obe jiraya diye. Amame, raise up your hand. Who will stand for me? Already Shushankwavu tonight. Opemabunu, Opemrantia, Opemabawa, Opemema, Opema to stand for him who is ready. Now the question is, what does it mean to stand? Go to Psalm 24. Psalm 24. Psalm 24, verse number 3. Psalm 24, because of time. Okay. Psalm 24, verse number 3.
Verse 3.
3 yanko.
Oka ebisia afumoko. Oh, sorry.
Psalm 24. Sheniye.
Yeah.
And at the same question.
One about flow ready people no.
In 24 verse 3. Move on. Who may ascend to the hill of the Lord? Who may stand in holy word? Place the same word stand. Why in the Bejina? Why in the Bejina? Verse 4 necessary.
Dear feeling in some.
Nana kuma mutie.
Dear amane clear and in sa woodie.
Dear amane clear in sa woodie.
Na onka nkutubontam.
Now when you
onka nkutubontam.
give me one word to qualify this statement. Why in the Bejina ready? In English, 3-letter words. In G, 4. No quaffo, G, bro 5. Bro 4 near 3-letter words. G near 4. One word to summarize Assembly 24. The feeling in mu, the why, Sanya Manina. One word. Listen, Eguya. Reflect the image of God fully. Ayashipa. Yeah, Bejehe. Fully. Unim say. Sa samna sam seka yeni nyina. Dear, o person wa chire nyina ne say, dear, watimi agyae bone eye. Awurade menta said that. Mama man is simple now. Also, who shall be able to stand? Romans chapter 3 verse 23 say, Yenina ya bone. Amanya mi ani monyama ya dey. But for say we have fallen what? Short of the glory of what? God. Now listen. Revelation chapter 14 verse 6. Both one say, Munsuro nyankopon na wonya dey. Say who show be ani monyama. What does it mean? And what you say, dear my yetimi senyame ani monyam ene se menu mi enu be jai bone ye. Ma me ntiase wo. Say what you say pa. Say ya to me, ya de me ya wonana. Me kwa abontin bia ne ye bo udin a, udin de say. Ma me pokua, ma me pokua na no. Ne ye twa wada pa. But ma me pokua na we de o ya akura pa. Nyame nhira no. Oti ana ho aye o say. But a baby a me jidi mboni bia na kire se e de anim guase ya de. Ti se nyankopon ka se munsuro nyankopon na monya de. De onyame ka ni nyina ne se aduru bire a se menu mienu ye jai bone ya de. Iko bone ni gu nyame anim ase. Onyame hu ya mabada. Amen. Uni the next slide yanko click on my yanko yanim. The next slide. Technician boss wo ha. Ana aba boss mi yanko. Good. Jabusiafo, Awurade hwehwe se ye be jai bone de eye. Technician yanko. Emma. Some mfansha. Still na. All right. God hates what? Yanko because since disgrace deceives, I don't have time for all this thing. Person you do baby. All right. Are we in the last generation? Yes. Luke chapter 21. I can't want some say. Now let me tell you. When you say study Bible, generation be almost 40 years. Pastor, no cray. After saying how many Israel mining we or pick another generation, which is the Seventh-day Adventist, according to Daniel chapter 9 and chapter 8. Some movement now pick Uba SDA more. The first generation, the Seventh-day Adventists, picked from 1844 to 1844. Second generation, 1844 to 1924. Third generation, 1924 to 1964. Fourth generation, 1964 to 2004. Fifth generation, 2004 to 2044. But I'm telling you, a reason went to me 2044. Ka ame waha. And then Yamin Suni or maybe a nante in the fifth generation that. Kokai Exodus. Or some of your young couple in Gufo, a gentleman Muyosoka. Free a warm to us was saying, me and Sako say. I don't have time to study the generational issues with you. God want to say, a baby on the 4th generation, Yankopon se bibi asefofro. Me pesa oti ase numre say, we are the last generation in the world and in the church as well. Everybody man said that. Eti wo bibi ayade the ready bayan century. What is the news all over the world? Muntie wepa. 2025 is not an ordinary year. Sunday law is coming what? And if Sunday law is coming, our move is supposed to be what? Bold and fast. Some may entrust in Emfa Boni Niagro. Uteha, Omosu. No, don't procrastinate because the Sunday law is coming. Yep, SDF preaching the Sunday law about 160 something years. Now, Adiana Bedru Pro no. Afei na ya area. Now the church and state equal prosperity. Okay, great controversy. Page 589, page 590. Almost say yede kwasiada somuni siwa ebema or mine why. But that is a false statement. Are you prepared for the final crisis? 2025 is not an ordinary year. What is on the screen? The handwriting is on the mommy. We need Daniel. We need the spirit of Daniel to read and interpret the handwritings on the wall, on the political side, on the social side, economic side, religiously. Baby, down. And so I say, Gospel Workers, page 148, paragraph 1. Ministers should present the sure word of prophecy as the foundation of the faith of the Seventh-day Adventists. The prophecies of who? Daniel and who? Revelation should be what? Carefully what? Studied. And in connection with the words, behold, the lamp of the eye. All right, continue. The 24th chapter of Matthew is what? Presented to me again and again. Something that is to be brought to the attention of what? Oh, now the next statement. We are today living in the time when the predictions of this chapter are what? Let me ask you one question. So for our waha or come back to one some journey and our guy. Munyano boldly. Or can our guy. What do you assume on one on fancy when him? Ebrabaya. What's it? Now what you are? The Obaya nan warrior. A radamenta said, the coming of the Christ is nearer than when we first believed. Romans chapter 13, verse 11. The greatest controversy is nearing its end. The judgment of God are in the land. Continue. Was it they speak in a solemn warning, saying, be ye also ready, for in such an hour you think not the Son of Man cometh. Was it? And you man is seeing in ano. A cocoa the mammy you say, Yamma Yaninya de Emra Hoso. A cocoa a judgment. I don't have to yen your time on carrying now. Yen your time on carrying now. But Yabaso the next time, even your time. Abasopa and then Basia Drew baby. Now Yako Yetimi Akoyanim. Question: who will pass the Sunday law? Republicans or Democrats? Whoever comes into line, we are in trouble. Hello? The entire say politics and fast food nation. This is it. The last time I catch a crew for say, some of your my bapa, no more timia bunyanko pomra so homeda akotwaba, man ferry. Mo gunyami ani mo ase akire wiase nyina se homeda no moboa. Said ye can yes anetie. Na se motimi dia mahama san dia ba. O se Saturday bia ye be ye hwan sanitation day. Eno so mo be ya na monye. Se no so your my bapa. Dia o se ekopra. Mo yankopra a hypocrite. Yeah, your my papa. We need to go and sleep. But ebia ne yanko. One kwa, what does it tells you? As I said, GDA put down. We are inconsistent. Unim dia woye. Onyame hu ya maboda. Yemubi wa ha. Let me tell you the truth. Sa woko to abanwa ko bompa yesere bonifache. Because one timi anyina mad nyankopon. One ma wiase ehunu the sanctity of the Sabbath. One timi ama wiase ehunu say na samre yi a etuo ne seka bia mponya de an. Ensi yeso ya ntimi anyina. Now when it becomes law, better than what defend ya merade. Onu akro na ne na wacho ba begina abeto si wo bo se Daniel si wo bo jina nya bo tai asi ati na Daniel aka kire o se me bra na Nebukadnezar ye honi no a me hunu se etie Nyankopon bra do your penny de na nso me de ani de ye de Acts chapter 5 verse 29 o se se etie Nyankopon mom se na wan na na do kura hunu se Adventists, we don't joke with the Sabbath. So he was pleading, no patch out through our force. Or see as if what or call value view. As if what the minimum. We pamocha way dear. Tell you, way dear. Which means on himself, young compromising is the sir. But ye mubi Antimi and Yam ready. Onyame hu ya mobo. Emu asofo, mo asom panyifo, and then sorema. Onyame hu ya mobo da. Now when you put on the prophetic lens, what I see is project say, and in some video online. Let me use this opportunity to appeal to our dear pastors. The final event, who put two pieces in together, who should share Bible and commission together. The Aka Yesha Nimua is the National Sunday World. I didn't come to say it is the last act in the world. Drama. You see, I never know course one all. I show you the that is the only pieces left. What is on the screen? Sunday law what? Updates. Pope Leo first what? Attack. Who is Pope Leo? Pope here. Nidiangasa the Robert. But BBSC, the handwriting is on the wall. We need Daniel to interpret to the Seventh-day Adventist Church, to the world. Chila said the air cost one and yakwa. Onyamementa said what's it say? Leo the what? 14 inspiration. Leo the 13 from 1891 AD was Sunday law. What him say? In 1888 we had the first national Sunday law bill. And that was the time when A.T. Jones, Timmy Solidiraye, speak against that law. And now the second has come. Where are the men? Are we ready to speak? I wonder, sister. Bible near didn't come to say, court. To defend the faith now. I wonder, say, I have riot two beginners be defendia, a bayade. No, could you know two for him? And our own question. How could you? We need experience. We need experience. Mummy and say, Robert Francis, the Prevost, now Leo the say 14 is a first American what? Pope. The latest on the death of what? Pope Francis. Now we read the story article. Also say, Francis appointed 4/5 of the cardinals who will choose the next what? Another appointed you before so obewu. And before so obewu no. He met this current Pope 2013 somewhere. And one young kofani yadi. Now I wonder. Nebra bibe kasai after say announcement or say. There is not much difference between Pope Uni and Pope Francis because they are the same. On no one can say ni nuya. They are this here. Ni nuya na be catch there. Yes, sir. But my chief friends was be catch there, sir. Or then chama there. Yanya there. It is a ni nuya kasaya, which means there is something prophetic that we need to study. Rather man said, where New York Times. The transcript of Pope Leo XIV first speech after what? Election is what? Peace be with. I wonder. So this anchia neighbor. Now this is the picture. They had this way before. And sana ujafu bewo Leonie and a chairman sunye. I wonder nkomo omudi. Me imagine the assembly no catch no. Ono akwati say wo a wo yi nominating. Na wo busuani wa asori mu. Position ni kwa be fa he. The name Pope Leo, and this appears to be pointing to the fulfillment of end time Bible words. Just a while, I won't say on comes a new one. But I was a Ubehu the American. Pope Leo, the 13th, was actually promoting Sunday rest by law. I mean, this is history. Edi Pope Leo, no? You want me answer? Pope Leo the first. The second, the third, and the 14th one, the 13th and the 14th one ya wabe. Now, enya mwanwa say, nidi Eddie Roberts. Na Pope edia wodo e woni nyina mu no, wanya di bia mfa nto ne ho so. Se me Pope Leo na me de ma ya de. Azopa ni nya wanwa. It speaks a lot. Now, Pope Leo the 13th book be a friend. The encyclical of Pope Leo the 13th, Ravon Navrandum. Book, it was capitalized on labor. Egumasem, labor. Egumasem, labor. And this man, Wawuko, was promoting the Sunday law in 1888. Papa Webaya, Sandy Panidin, Wanoswaya. What does it tell you? Asante Fongo Martin say Mubako, Chirame Oyanko. What is the meaning of the Yaka Edi Jinomadia? Character. True of us. Because say, me wo me firstborn. And I'm saying in Lucifer. Me you say, Shia. Ona wo. Now I'm saying na wo. A man I dream say, Omo na dia krade to omo yam chimni into omo na wo ye. But when you say scientifically, me man na wo. Shanka bra didin da. Ma me wo me anhwe. So kunu ni ha. Wo me anhwe ade. Ewrado me enta say da. Also one pray. Why? Because when you say you can Lucifer no a eye dimboni akeke. And I'm say amabra. Lucifer kire adechiye. Ensroma osekura mempe. Onyentum. Do you know why? Edin means subai. Name equals what? Character. I don't want to Lucifer. Second boy, ya Masama na won. Kame kajan say, Omian fan to Lucifer. Also one pet. Unyami hu ya mabada. And this is the project. And I'm using this time to appeal to the Seventh-day Adventist church pastors all over the world. Said they should go back and read this book, the Project 2025. Mensada mensayem. They should go and read. Misrewom. Bibi woma ebeboa asafi. Testimony volume 7 page 290 paragraph 1. Mummy nyina go say every 7-day Adventist is to be to the word with what Joseph was in what? And what Daniel is what? Fellow in what? Babylon. What does it mean? We will explain that. Yebe chire nyata mo nka sa ansem we nyina. Ma pese ne yeduru baabi na mo hunu say onyame yodo. Book ni Project 2025 ni. Page 589. Eka asem bi. Mo me nka o say Sabbath day. And omo kan wo book ni mo say God ordained the Sabbath as a day of rest. Until very recently, the Judeo-Christian tradition sought to honor that mandate by moral and legal regulation of the work on that day. Moreover, a shared day off makes it possible for the families and communities to enjoy the time off together. The Omo Kanyana said, Yakwa Bible mua, a radi de homedadie emma nipa. And a Jew for one day, Wama Pow, Memendane Diano. Na afe Trump, Nenen Kwafo, Edward Modian Sobeba, the second paragraph. Also say, but your Congress here, baby, I hear you. Yes, Shamra. And I say, Congress should encourage what? Communal what? Rest by what? What is the meaning of the word amending? Yes, amend the Fair what? Labor Standard what? Act to require that workers be paid time and half for hours worked on the Sabbath or refer day by Saturday. And that day will be default to when? Eti yabase sambranim. Yenyi homedanim free memenda. Ni famra de. Na yan kanchira wo mo ye adwuma no se wadwuma ni bi ba no ba ye adwuma memenda tuaneka ba kwase da no de ye ma obi amfa nya de. A Sunday law coming. Kwase da somra na ba na is right here. Now after the omo fancy omo ka kira yen. Now Opani Bayer in news, CNN, almost say he was a member of the Augustinian order. I wonder, there be a papa way free already. And at the same time, also the first American Pope. We got to learn why he called Leo the 14th. The official answer was given by Pope May 10th, 2025. On one day, and Chilemune by. Na ni chire mu no de bae no esese wo hu bi na yakọ yanim na hu se ba bi awiase aduru no aduru okono no nsene beba a video I don't know se beba e ma yanko yanim. Revelation chapter 13 verse 4 also say America ebe ye honi e di amahe. The purpose, now listen. So you will need your manual. Nasa enne ye pe popua. The church and the what? States. Kabomuno. Onunsu from America. A human by the answer by your phone. What in commission? Emunwa. Anna Trump. I never told the Twitter. Ose meme ye pope ebe ya asresem na manfo di difel ba na omunim de akire pope be ma Trump be ma signal but I don't want to believe say no onim de eba ba utie news na hwe de we ene ma ekwa ti asem bia obeka. I don't have time for this. Also say Donald Trump widely takes what? Credit for an election he really had nothing to do with. This is the news article. Almost say Donald Trump but I wonder Trump on so kind. Trump claims credit for new American Pope Leo election despite having nothing to do with the conclave. News after Muntie Trump on Ankasa. What's it say? So funny to watch old-time Martha the Radis on ABC fake news. This morning, blurted out that effectively Pope Leo's selection has nothing to do with Donald Trump. It came out of nowhere, but it was on her Trump deranged mind. Remember, Trump is speaking. I did win the Catholic vote by lot. Trump will say, me, Monsamuna Mokan, I must say, let me tell you, the very day I told Obama Trump was saying, you're kind of one thing, say, Mimini, Pastor Pope Francis said that catch a Roman Catholic for the say, Woman got to Obama for the second time. Trump will say, make Roman for me, no one Equaba. And I know whatever that they are doing, they are more can I say, almost some, Woman, wouldn't why so catch him and say, Minim, you pope no day. Say Yanokura, say Yanokura is just a news. Now, Pope by me, person was shown in here, maybe Pope Leo heard from the American bishop that if he were to come out in opposition to the labor what? Labor what? This Pope is called the Pope for the workers. Labor union. Labor union. It runs through. Now, didn't come to Canada. Mr. Nadine comes out there. Say labor union and so will grow. I want the national Sunday law. And 1888, Pope Leo the 13th, I combined the labor union to fight and bring the national Sunday what? Law. na se ne yenya ne na musimi na so no se aligned to labor adwumayefo a ede na ode ba. We don't need to guess. It's clear. Tiasama din kom se kan. Ministry of Healing, page 364, paragraph 3. Money ya mommy ankan. What's it say? Through the working of the what? Trust and the result of the what? And what? The conditions of the life in the city are constantly becoming more and more what? Maybe true and answer a false. Serious troubles are before us. And for many families, removal from the cities will become what? Why am I practicing the country living? Me your country living what is your online WhatsApp platform. One might be Konongo former MC was a 7-day Adventist. Or think ransom no one or friend was a poor. Ma donate 100 acres of land for free. Mom from practice country living. 100 acres of say, and we are about to develop it. Therefore, to stay in the city, to prepare for the National Sunday Law, will be difficult. Yamantitiem, Yasorikum, Yaninyaminantium. And we have another story. Also, the trade unions and the what? Confederacies of the world are what? Snare. Keep out from them. Away from them. The crisis is coming soon. Because of these unions and confederacies, it will be soon be very difficult for our institution to carry on in their work in the city. And to your schools near the Amabino, say strike a bar if affected school now as I affected no. Say can you go to Yansemono and can you see any abino ewo bibia what a next day for school we are. You see hospital we are near Tam Nina acquired ye or Shamarana and I ye. Yamitri Muponti or my yet school na yera. Yamitri Muponto or my be hospital na yera. Ada was a mopeka. Move away. I am begging. Church, start building what we call sanatorium. Food factories, hygienic restaurant, and can employ members no more young of Waduma on Yakwanya de and Masorino, and it will prepare the church members for the soon coming of who? Christ. And we need to think twice. It doesn't obey. And I say you will be in it and accept the mark of the beast. Because if you want to stand for God, it is I didn't come say when you see. I actually and say, God's purpose in giving the third angel's message to the world is to prepare people to. All right, continue reading. Through to him during the investigative what? This is the what? Purpose for which we establish and maintain our what? But in the publishing houses, are they doing this work? Are they doing it effectively? Publishing houses, are they? And how does our schools prepare individuals to stand? Maybe I had a strong. But baby aka. Do your headmaster kura was school money a Roman Catholic in it? Imagine. Methodist if one came out da. So when your Methodist penia, what would the Methodist school right there? Adventists we compromise a lot. Now the SDA school be mono teachers here about 80% among your SDA for but you do worship wa. And they are preaching or the Bama, and they are teachings or the Bama, and they are doctrines or the Bama. And to what do you say? What you are crying for SDA school by the time of Babano, not doing an idea, assessor, and he begins to question one to me and Genesia, no, a jay because of who said your can wear the oh boy. The last time I'm reading Great Controversy, page 45. Was see, if we will compromise for the truth and the unity, let there be war and indifference. Compromise. Young men in hospitals in United States. The purpose is to prepare our schools, our sanitariums, hygienic restaurants, treatment rooms, food factories. This is our purpose in carrying forward every line of the work in the world. Cause the 3 angels message in the now do I know why one year is only 3 angels message, how is he going to teach? Manuscript releases volume 14 or volume 5, 304 paragraph 5. In what? India, in what? In what? And in the cities of what? And then of course was here. And talk about India and anywhere. China or anywhere. Russia or anywhere. Cities of America or anywhere. Nyamisa who come to us a now listen. Was in India, thousands of men and women are dying of starvation. The moneyed men, because they have the power to control the market, they purchase at the low rate all they can obtain and then sell at the great increased price. This means starvation to the poorer classes and real. In 1899. So this is not talking about the first and the second war. No. This is future. Will result in the civil war. All over the news. They are saying, another civil war is coming to America. And that civil war, we got the National Sunday law. Yet, that's why all over the world, the handwriting is on the wall. Still, that's why the time I pay. Still, that's why I want to do for the boom. Still, that's why the money with the near my grow. Samre ya urade hwehwe mabuno ne mamabawa ade ne wo ma yade afen no no so hwehwe abrante ababawa no ne na twempra onfere na wo mutimi twantade ba akonom de aba no wonder normal onware no megram ne mehire ko yeni ntomakoro yeni atade koro ba na no timi ne ge ne boy e twantoma ba akono de ayade normal ohunu bibia. And this is Pope Leo the 13th. Therefore, dear Waban or an agenda. And I was all over the world. I say, let me see if I can move. Pope Leo the 13th, the leader of the Catholic Church from 1878 to 1903, came to be known as the Pope of the day. And no wonder say Pope Wenso. The Pope of the day workers, and they are bringing the time of trouble together. Therefore, we don't have time. We don't have time. Court. It has become a debate. No, it's not be a number connecting. I'm saying no. They say America. Say Obidi Assam court say Argentina or Yokoseda Nina. Ye force no say. Na memenda ni die eduru memenda yam for so man nya die munum say ye demand and it becomes law. I will show you videos countries our munyina call for the Sunday world rest including Ghana. I wonder Mahama is a prophetic leader. Munum say Mahama time 2015 and we will sign the climate change. Munum say only Pope, only Trump, we are about the same way for the same right. Two of us. And we are Galway, no more two of us. And we are about the same time. And guess what? What is coming? Bibi diso, Bibi waso, na eba. History is secular. Oka osankafo tibako yanko Bible name. Osankafo etibako. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse number 9. So if you want to understand what is going to happen in the future, you need to understand the history. So person will tell the eba da chinoa. As I say okosua the esi wa he abako semu. Erade man ta said ah. Eda wabie. Osankafo etibako imu a eye nkron. Tiemi kam yanko.
Inti wala sem wasi adie ene de aba.
Adie ene de aba.
Ene de baba.
Ene de baba.
Na adie ene de oyo.
Na adie ene de oyo de.
Ene de obayo.
Ene de obayo ha.
Na ade fufuro bia ni ho owiase.
Ade fufuro bia nya de ai.
Ene ho owiase.
Amen. Koso esi.
Kana say. Ye de e fufuro.
Yes. Good. Eti Bible say adie bia ni wa ya de ai. Eye de ai. Die eba nyina ya de ai de ai. Esi dada. Eti say ye pese ehunu de eba. Ye kosua abakosem a ye hunu de beba. Awurade me enter said that.
Amen.
2025 plus or minus. Wunim de akire. Akire say emra aka de ye nimu no. Ye betimi akwa abro. Ana say ye nuru ba bia. Your time sha. We read the education page 178 paragraph 3. Was it the history which the great I am has marked out in his word, the Bible, uniting link after link in the prophetic chain from eternity in the past to eternity in the future. Tell us where we are where today. This is Suyaba Kwasem. Near the Tutun Commission one. A boy me hunu baby ayaya. All that prophecy has foretold has coming to pass until the present time has been traced on the pages of history, and we may be assured that all which is yet to come will be fulfilled in its what? Order. It is saying Yabotre, Manyame whom dear anymore. Dear Yeshua, dear Sidada, near the Tutum Prempe, near Sham comes anymore. You don't say a basis and Sunday for us off with the Bukura at Mianya, the gust, the boat. A preacher said, this Pope now, Waban, Nipan Sheni, but SDA for I can't know idea. How much in a one pastor? Who is a Revelation chapter 13 when Nimba be a bottle kurada, nor the Kurana cry again. Kikagumusa. But all my message warning, they should be careful. Yes, you say, Samokuramu Miamanoa, Mama Abu in Gray. I was here, sorry. And this is the history. Pope Leo, the 1, the 3rd, the 10th, and the 13th. Where when you na almost fulfill prophecy. Oh, Bia. My question is, why did they select someone from America? Why did he choose the name Pope Leo? And what will his mission and agenda be? These are some of the questions that, as a Seventh-day Adventist, we need to ask ourselves and consult the Bible. Yebusa yeho ni yakwa Bible ni mukwa pede anuyi. Ana aka book we. The story of what? Christianity. Wana wa dam ha wa kan sa book ne pen. The very day I met say Omayi Pope free America. Quickly, na me watching book. Then I begin to read. Now read the book now. Mommy and Auntie Mukakra. Book no can assembly. The story of the Christianity, page 242. Or see Leo, the Great, who has been called the first pope in the modern world. Book in some historical narratives. And this is the man for the first Leo. Now, on the and you are buying yourself. On be swear in or promote the church and state movement. Now, book couldn't want to assembly. He was convinced that Jesus made Peter and his successor the rock on which the church was to be built. Musa question: is Peter the first pope? According to Bible, Peter the first pope. I don't agree with the book. Peter the first pope, but in something in area, and I say that would repeatedly be mastered in favor of the papal what? Authority. Second one, Leo revived the ancient what? Empire, now reborn under the aegis of the world. It's almost pops now. Leo never Obiaba na agenda uniting the church and the what? State. Talking about the national Sunday law. And Enyam Nwanwa said, this pope will also bring what we call the religious what? Empire. Yes, Obabuano. I'm Omaye. Obabuan. And Revelation chapter 13 verse 3, and I saw one of his head as it were what? Wounded to the death. And his deadly wound was what? Healed. And all the word wounded after the very soon. Very soon. Ebebem. Book no to us. Obe swear papa be in. Now we no say edict of the Constantine. 321 AD. Let all the judges and the town people and the occupation of all trade rest on the venerable day of the day. So the stages of the National Sunday Law, it runs through some stages. And you're fitting ya na ba. If we baby na ya dey. And the first stage of the National Sunday Law is this: refrain from what? Working on the a free and numerator would tears and some equal. Shall see a tell was news. The other TBI, Monfa Cosiada non to young Fanny a home, and may near Bushian and a China feature combo news in Ina. And they are gradually, almost the first stage in the idea. But almost about one show you what doing at the end. But I'm telling you, Andrew stage 3, Andrew stage say, no radius for the man who was a phenomenon. So the radius for the man who was. He said I was stage, you were stage, he said, 1. From 2 to 3, Bible near didn't come say, my duration. A rather man said, we don't have time. A chinama to us, Eddie Mamo, no free wa, no, the next way, I know so better me, I don't have time for all this thing. Now, God will say, Poplio, ya, Wabe, and the other battle. Now, great controversy. Let me read and pause here. I'll continue on tomorrow. No videos, not about account. Great controversy, page 615. Can say me. Mommy and can also say, as the Sabbath has become the special point of the day. We will say question. News tomorrow Sabbath number a controversy and any controversy. Throughout the Christendom and religious and secular what? Have combined to enforce the observance of what? Project 25. All right. The persistent refusal of the small minority to yield to the popular demand will make them object of universal what? Excoriation. Then I pick my dictionary. I want to know the word excoriation. And this is the word. The act of cursing or denouncing. I wonder. As if for your asemo. Is it as if for your day? Yabraka idea. It is our way. And Exodus chapter 20. Exodus chapter 32. Verse 20 says, why and a war a radded ye? So did you know? Pope Nidina were choosing when choosing Yeshua, a trebe to us. I want to make these 2 appeals. Tieni Obi Wahane or your Quanrini. Ebi on fan home rade. On Saranda, when Yana Braboma Christo. No one himself will change, braving, person me master, person me degree, person me diploma. By a brain idea. Anyhow, so obi wo hasa na awie mre enumre opese Yesu so ne nsa ne mre ye modin na one ne nante a to anamobra. That is first altar call. 2, yemu bi wa bosu dada, but you want to renew. Opese oni nyame esa shabra bona foforo na se. Opese wo ye niama yie onso bra. The renewed people say new persons now afraid or person in Yamen social said also say 1 minute. You have a bonfire. You have a bonfire. May you would yame Matewone a cow dutch lemon. Cheme bay a bright tonium the first stanza. Say, who feel it say, what think can say? Me say, me shama bra bona se foforo pesa me sisa niemem come to this side ba wo mo asu but tonight this amre yiko pesa uja wa bra bomo come to this side na ye mompaye ebre ni ho ewurade hwehwe nkrofo bi a omo begina amano yanto dwomono katawani nato dwomono eka wo do chi re me pesa me sorry gidie mo sorry gidie mo na me twe pene wonche chime be yi shirafo nyame chime be wa senya no me be shirafo nyame chime be wonfi wahengwa nim don hwere biako bacho asofo mienu na ewo ye ntem no madawo mamomre ni muman eni jike wo wa hana wo tinka se o pesa oni nyame ye niema yi a ebi kura na wo gira wo no obi yaka wo ni obi ntem ngo ba pesa rade mo ahoden you leave everything out there bra na ya sofo nsere nyame ahoden ma yen ayakafo ni nyina sei senia ho chimi ben shirafu nyame chimi ben wonfe emofra ni nyina mra emofra no yeba mashade bi pa eno omo an start dwumadie no de open school a won kofi tisofo ode emofra ne mabunu be hye urade nsa ontintim won asemayen onhwe won so tisofo pani ye maame nom ye papa nom ye nuanom a wo hwehwe se woni nyame ayonkofa no be ye soronko no na ode saafo no nso ahye urade nsa ebi gyinamu a ebi gyinamu a fare nanso ohia osoro ahoden na ado mahye nyamensa amaye pastor opoku ade wa hamanya ne ntie pastor wadawroma o wa ha branim ha mame pastor opoku ade monka amen mano pastor wia pastor abompa na wie na wasre onyame ho tumi ene nwosra de aguyen so anadwi ene na awotwi moma ye ne mpanyifo yi emompaye
mama ye mompaye ye ne ja osro una tumi ni ahodin na aye odia ye da wase won pempeso ode omofe ye ba bedru se bibi wo ho na ye sra wo ha enye sika ne ye sra ma won enye wiase mu ne ma ne ye sra ma won ne mom ye sra ho konkon tumi ni ahodin ewe ye mre bonsam ani abre se opese otwe omabunu efi wa asori fie ene wogidie mo ye bompa ye ja won kra ne oni padua nyina hye wonsa wodi kan aka kire ense o ifo ndi oba so be wia no akum na wasei na so ani gise me ka ho ene se de oba se oba ma ye nkwa na ama na abro so papa me bompa ye ja mo fe ya hye wonsa ewe ye mre mi so se tintimo gidie ase ye so se koso atintimo gidie ase wasem sisi epeja odin Jesus Christ a obetwe afoforo nyina ba wonchen ye so say twe mofra nyina ben wase nuana ase so tamfo bonsam mefa akwan be so so obeyi wona adwen afiru Kristo so a ye so say esan dia ya chechire mu wo asori fie ene efie nti ma wani mbra ho so to say prodigal son no ye bom pa ya so say hwe nkuku ne gu won so say dia jo 228 mighty ase no say we mbre obema ya nya visions dreams ɛne deɛ keka ka ho bebree na etumi aboa yɛn yɛ so sɛ dom bo amɔfra yi na hyira wɔn ɛwɔ dɔba Jesus Christ di mu nti amen.
Ajapa sabre umba yetu anamɔ abanimu yɛbaeɛ a yɛhu sɛ yɛyɛ adebɔnyɛfo yɛhu sɛ Awurade yɛde hwam bebree ɛberɛ atwa mu Awurade yɛanyɛ nea ɛsɛ yɛ na afei yɛansom nokure mu yɛama nnipa nyinaa hunu gyidi ɛwɔ yɛn mu na Awurade famfom so wɔkyɛ ɛserɛ wo saa berɛ yɛ adwene sɛ yɛne bɛba yɛn ho so television hwɛ a ɛho hia nkɔmmɔ a ɛmmoa yɛn sports ɛne my bet sɛm ɔbrafi ne ɔbratantan biara a Awurade yɛtete yɛ ne wo ntɛm no wodi mu ti yɛba sɛ yɛnkɔ ho bio Awurade na yɛntimi mbɔ mpaeɛ yɛntimi sua ɔtwerɛ kronkron na afei yɛma yɛn nan nyɛntientia wɔ soro fie no yɛhu sɛ yɛafom Awurade fa kyɛn ɛberɛ a wɔde adi akyerɛ me yɛhu sɛ ɛberɛ aka no tia sɛ nneɛma ɛkɔ so nyinaa no kyerɛ sɛ awie berɛ mu ne yɛwo no wotwɛri amponyam yɛsoro tu yɛn gyidie mu Awurade tu yɛn gyidie mu famfomsoɔ ne mmarato nyinaa kyɛ na nawɔtwe mu ɛnkɛnyan ne foforoyɛ a yɛhwehwɛ no Awurade ma yɛn nsa nka yɛda wase Kristo din mu nti amen.
Obadeɛ wanim na ɔma na wɔtwe nyinaa yɛba wo n'ase sɛ yɛpɛ nkenyan ne yɛpɛ foforoyɛ berɛ biara awɔ nkra nsɛm a wɔde ma wo ma anwummerɛ nso wadom yɛn anwummerɛ nso akasa akyerɛ yɛn anwummerɛ nso ɔme ahoberɛ ɛwɔ mu ɛne nsesan ne foforoyɛ a yɛhia wo nyame wo tumi wo dom no wahoɔden mu yɛne yɛtumi baa w'anim ha ɛne ɔna yɛtie online yɛde ankorankora biara gya wo yɛde ankorankora biara hyɛ wo nsa hyirafo nyame dom yɛn ɔsoro tumi dom yɛn ɔsoro ahoɔden na afei boa yɛn mu biara deɛ ntimi nyɛ me ahoɔden me ntimi nyɛ anamɔ yɛn ntimi ntu me ahoɔden me ntimi ntu hyehyɛ sɛ sɛ yɛyɛ wɔ yɛaseta ne abrabɔ mu no Awurade ɛsrɛ fa wo nkronkron dom yɛn daa amen na yɛn mu biara nya nsesan ne foforoyɛ a anwummerɛ yɛ woka ho asom akyerɛ yi ma yɛnsiesie ho nsie ɛma ɔma yɛ ɛtɔ so mmienu na woyi ho adi ase ɛwɔ sɛ ɛte ase o ɛtumi aka mapa ho na wotwe nyinaa yɛsrɛ foforoyɛ nso ɔma wɔ haw ɔma wɔ dadwene ɔma wɔ kɔdanda ebi na yɛde agu krata yi adaka yi mu a yɛde abɛsi wɔ anim yi nyame kenkanfoɔ kenkan ma yɛn amen nyame a woyɛ mpaebɔ tiefoɔ tie yɛ mpaebɔ yi amen yɛn nkorankora biara de aba wɔ anim no yɛho a wo nko ara na wobɛtumi ayɛ yɛnidasoɔ ne nipa mu yɛnidasoɔ ne baabiara ka wo Israel nyame a wodin ne mpaebɔ tiefo anwummerɛ yi yɛserɛ ne ɛwɔ adaka yi mu no Awurade ma yɛ mpaebɔ ano yie ma yɛ amen dodoɔ ntimi amfa mma ɛwɔ mmea ahodoɔ nyinara na wɔka na koma mu sɛ hunumɔbɔ no Awurade yɛserɛ ho yɛ mmɔbɔ daa amen na wadaroma emu biara nyɛ wɔn mu dɔm no nkyɛn nhyira honhom fam ne honam fam nhyira ne adom a yɛsrɛ yi yɛsrɛ ma asafo mma a ɛwɔ kyikyi ne bɛnkyɛn nyinaa firi mu ɔfra so kɔsi mpanimfoɔ so ka yɛn nyinaa bɔ wɔn anwummerɛ no hyira yɛ berɛ a yɛfiri ha akɔ yi yɛsrɛ ɔsoro dɔm ɔsoro kankɔ ma nawɔtwe yi anyɛ nawɔtwe pa ma yɛn nawɔtwe yi na yɛde yɛn nan bɛsi nyɛ nkonimdie ma yɛn nawɔtwe yi na yɛde yɛn nsa bɛka nkɔ yie ma yɛn nawɔtwe yi na yɛde yɛn mpaebɔ ɛda yɛn akoma poro so biara no tie yɛn nsu tie yɛn mpaebɔ ɛnkɔ sɛ homeda no na wosesa yɛyɛ foforɔ no na ɔyɛ mpaebɔ aso ano yie ama yɛn ebisa wei ne adom pii wɔ Awurade ne agye nkwa Jesus Christ din mu nti amen amen
Pastor Amisha announcement
agyidifoɔ yɛsrɛ sɛ yɛbɛyɛ aso ne yɛtie nkaebɔ ɛwɔ asafo yi mu ɛnɛ nso nnipa a ɛnya akwan ɛbaa ha ɛyɛ 184 ɛne yɛsɛ Awurade sɛn ɛnora ne yɛyɛ 135 yɛkɔ yɛn anim a na asafo yi mu mpanimfoɔ sɛ yɛnkaakaa yɛn ho yɛn nuanom a wɔn ntumi ma no yɛmfrɛ wɔn mo sɛ dwumadie yi bi ɛrekɔ so ɛyɛ nkenyan sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛbɛtumi anya foforoyɛ na asafo yi atumi akɔ n'anim yɛfiri ha baase no ɛbɛkɔ tech nti wɔn mpɛ sɛ wɔn kɔ no yɛfiri ha yɛ a mo nkɔforo baase na yɛ mmerɛ ne nti yɛsrɛ evangelist wɔ bebree ka yɛhwɛ yɛ mmerɛ no a nti yɛpɛ sɛ nka yɛhyɛ aseɛ ntɛm nanso yɛ yɛ man ntɛm nti nka 5:30 pɛpɛɛpɛ na nka yɛaba ne yɛabobɔ mpayɛ 5:45 na yɛasɛ yɛ dwumadie no ase na nka nɔnson na nka yɛde dwumadie no nyinaa aba awieeɛ nti yɛsrɛ sɛ yɛnhyɛ no nso ɛma yɛn yɛde nyame ase yɛsrɛ sɛ mkata mo ani na yɛmmɔ mpayɛ Mispa. Amen.